Hey yo, Erica and her fish back here after another water change. So they got 50%, 75%, of course, and they also got some Bacterial Remedy again because I'm worried about that bump on her wen. Because you know, that's from when she bumped it on the clay pot and it got really big, and now it's just got like this white filminess on it, and it's kind of been like that for a while. And then her dorsal fin, she's got these like white bits on her dorsal fin. They kind of look a little fungal to me, and you know, she did tear her fin, so I'm worried about fin rot or an infection coming from that. So I did 4 teaspoons of the Bacterial Remedy. It's a teaspoon for every 10 gallons, and I'm going to do that every day for the next 5 days. That's what I did last time. I contemplated overdosing it, but I don't think it's that bad, so I'm just gonna do the daily dosage. Otherwise, nice and clean. I trimmed some of the pothos roots. I did put the crinum in this wine glass, just because they kept uprooting it, and I haven't had that problem all week since I put it in there. They have been slowly destroying my Java fern. But other than that, everything looks good. Only the nitrates were about 20 to 30-ish, so still about the same. I have been contemplating replacing the Java fern with Anubias barteri, but that's coming from a different tank on that reasoning, so I'll get to that. Let me move on. So I did have a different bunch of hornwort in this clip here that I moved to the goldfish tank. This clipping has grown a lot right there in the past 2 weeks, and the Chinese evergreen roots are coming back. All that new growth from the Java fern I've just been stuffing in that cup. I actually just had it floating around in here, but tonight I stuffed it all in there so that I could catch some snails. I just used a paper towel and grabbed them and put them in a Ziploc bag, and they go in the freezer. I did order a Snail Catcher from Aquarium co-op, and we'll see how that goes. Did a really good gravel vacuuming in here. Ruthless. I added the black background. I did order some water Sprite that I want to put in here. I did remove the Java fern because I think the light was burning it, or was just too much light because it was turning white, and then some of them were rotting, so I pulled those out. And then I took this Anubias coin leaf, and then I also got some Aquarium co-op fertilizer. So I want the water Sprite to kind of shield these plants from the light, because I do see some holes there's a couple of them there. They look like little pieces are missing. And I read that that could be because the light is too harsh or there's too much light. But I'm actually only doing about 6 to 8 hours. I don't go over 8 hours. And my moss is not attaching itself to that little wedge. So I have some plant weights on both sides. Hopefully it'll start to grow through and hang on by itself. I just finished a water change. She was the last one. I do get my water to the same temperature at about 77, 78. Well, I get it to 78 and then I have to do the water change. So by the time I got it in there, it was 77. I'm getting all these little bubbles. So let's go on. And finally, the boys. And it's official. The fry is developing into a boy. So I'm going to keep it, which means I need to name it. Rio has that bump still, and I think it's gotten a little bigger, and I don't know how much longer. It can look like that. I mean, he does okay. He's active. He eats. And Bucko had some, I guess they're stress marks on his tail. I'm not entirely sure. That was just something I came upon because Easy has a little bump there too, or a marking on his tail, and I don't think it's ick. I read that if they are stressed or were stressed, that they can develop that. Easy's the delicate one, and Bucko is tank boss, so I guess Heavy is the head that wears the crown. They all get along pretty well. But I medicated them. I started putting salt in there, which reminds me I need to add back 1 tablespoon of salt. I did a 50% water change, so I'm just going to replace half. And you do 1 tablespoon per 5 gallons, so 2, and I'm only going to do 1 after that water change. So I was thinking there was some rotting Java fern in here too, and I was wondering if that's where the ammonia spike is coming from. You can see a lot of these leaves are messed up. So I also ordered some 2 Anubias barteri and 2 Anubias coffeefolia, and I'm thinking of replacing these plants. probably keep the bigger ones. But that one needs to go. One in the back's kind of bad. But then again, I don't know if that fertilizer would work and bring them back, or if, you know, I just need to move on to a different plant. So just like fish, plants are a learning process. So I have them. Now I'm trying to figure out what's best for me. And that's what I have coming. So got all my water changes done. Fishy's happy. Oh, right there. I think that's the mystery snail baby. Won't really let me. But I mean, it actually looks like a mystery snail. I think there's 2 of them in here. Meanwhile, I am trying to get rid of the bladder snails. Alright, so that's it for the update. Thank you for watching Erica and her fish. You guys stay safe.